So Gash, first off, promotion confirmed to the Northern Alliance Premier Division. Just what is the overriding emotion after that?
Yeah, it's been a long time coming, I suppose. We've had 5 years now since we took over as the under 23s in the Alliance First Division. It's been a hard roller coaster, I suppose, over the 5 years. With two of them being squashed with COVID. I think one of them were 9 or 10 points clear at the time. So we've built on each season year by year, and it's been great. The promotion wasn't the way we wanted it to happen. We obviously wanted to go as first or second, but to go up in third place, it just shows that the lads have achieved great over the season. They only lost 3 or 4 games, I think, in the whole season, so it's a credit to them as well. So I think it's probably deserved as well.
Yeah, and over the last 6 weeks since the season finished, is it fair to say it's been quite restless, not knowing whether you are going to go up or not?
Yeah, so that was it's been hard to plan anything for the new season because we didn't know what division we were going to be in, whether we were going to stay in the first or go to the Premier. So I think, and then it all depends. That then leads on to what players you can get in. Obviously, going into the Premier, you might be able to get that better kind of player that you were looking for. But or in the first, do you stay with the squad that you had? We've kept most of last season's squad have now stayed on. A lot of the 18s from last season have got eye training now with as well, so we're bedding them in as well, so it's good to see that pathway working within the club. We've got 5 or 6 lads going to train with the first team on Tuesday, so it's that knock-on effect, I suppose, that way as well. We're bringing kids in from the 18s and we're pushing kids on to go and train with the first team as well.
Yeah, and when you look over the course of the season, and even just 5 years since this project started, now that promotion has been achieved, I think that was the main aim for yourself, so it's just nice to take that one off.
Yeah, it's great. It's been, like I said, it's been hard work over the 5 years, but to eventually get in the Premier League, it's now the hard work starts again. I suppose we've now got a cemented place in there for the first year, make sure we can not only just survive, but I think we need to be able to compete with teams as well. So if we can compete with teams and we can survive, then it's great. It's a great start for next season, and then come and build on it again the season after. So that's what we'll be looking at next season, just to basically survive, achieve a good position in the league.
Yeah, and pre-season's well underway now. I think it's the second session today. You've already, as you mentioned, kept a lot of the squad together. So just how does pre-season look for you?
Yeah, so this is I think the 4th session. We trained last Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, and then today. It's started off with a hard one last week in the sun. Tuesday, Thursday was more lighter work, lighter running I say, but it was more sprints when the lads didn't know they were sprinting. Back to today, I think it's going to be another grueling 2-hour session for them ahead of the season. So it's just we need to know what we can get out of them. We've got to be ready. We've got to be more physical in the Premier League. It's going to be more physical. You might get more time on the ball, which we never had last season. We had to basically, you still don't have to earn it to be able to play football, but against that better quality of player, you might get more time on the ball as well, which hopefully we can push on, and like I said, hopefully the lads can achieve what they need to.
Yeah, and you've seen the calibre of teams. I know Newcastle Blues obviously won it last year, and you've seen how big they are. So there's a lot of high calibre teams in that league. So have you set any aims or objectives going into next season?
It's going to be a very hard league next season. I don't think there's going to be anyone that's going to be drifting away at the bottom. I think anyone will be able to take points off. There's always one team that'll run away with it. But Burren and Loughlin have been up there this year. Percy May have been, I think they were the top 4 teams with Blue Star that went up. So Kilmarnock will be back next year. And then you've got that team from them down over who it's going to be a mix. It'll be about who turns up on the day, I suppose, and whoever puts the most effort in on that day.
Yeah, and Stubbswood and I think it was Westmore and Jesmond went up with yourselves, but you saw Newbiggin obviously last year. I think they ended up finishing 13th or 12th, so they struggled in their first season in the league, so it is somewhat of a step up, isn't it? Yeah,
it's a massive step up. There's, like I said, the quality of that top end of that table, I think 5 or 6 of the teams could probably play in the Northern League, and then from, like I said, 6 down over, I don't think there's much between them. Might be proved wrong, hopefully not, but I don't think there's going to be much between them. There's a lot of them that we've played in the last 2-3 years in the first division. You've got Cramlington United, then you've got Newbiggin and Newcastle Independent who went up last season, and then you've obviously got yourselves, Stubbswood
and
Westmore and Jesmond, who went up this season. So 6 of the teams we played in the last 2 seasons. And we've done well against them. But on other occasions, I think they could say the same against us. They've done well against us. So like I said, it's that mixed bag against them teams in and around with.
John, first off, we've just heard from Gash, obviously promotion confirmed for the 23s, so how pleasing is that?
Oh, it's like over the moon. Every player would deserve it really. We nearly threw it away back into the season, a couple of daft results, but we got there in the end after a couple of years of trying as well. So, like I said, deserve it. The players, the management team and everyone just deserve the promotion. And then hopefully we can kick on now.
Yeah, yourself, you've been here a few seasons, and obviously this project has been going for 4 or 5 years now, so I know it was one of the main aims to get promotion, so if that's ticked off, it must be really nice.
Yeah, like you say, I've been here for a couple of years, but I know they just missed out the year before because of COVID. So we should have really got promoted then when Miles clear, and then I'll sign, and then we've just been missing out. Last couple of games of the season, finishing 3rd, finishing 4th or something last season. There's only the top 2 go. So obviously with what's happened with the Northern League and teams not going up from the Northern Alliance Premier League, we've got the opportunity to go, finishing 3rd still.
Yeah, and obviously it's a tough league next year, a lot of high caliber teams, so you set any aims or objectives for next year?
We've been told just to survive, but I think we can do more than that. I think we can finish at least mid-table, respective finish. We've played teams out of the Premier League and the Cup competitions. This season season gone wasn't as good, but the season before we held on against the teams, knocked a couple of Premier League sides out. So we're more than capable.
Yeah, and you're on your 4th pre-season session now, so just how are you feeling fitness-wise?
No, it's my first, so I'm not looking forward to it. I'm glad it's overcast, it's not as hot as it has been the last couple of days. But I've heard good things, the lads put a good session in. Brownie always does, and anyway, he runs your socks off. But I'm looking forward to it.
So, Harry, first off, for the under-23s, you've gained promotions, been confirmed now, so just how pleasing is that?
Yeah, everyone's buzzing about it. Obviously we had to wait a while, we were coming 3rd. We had to wait a few weeks for the confirmation, but everyone was pretty sure that we were going to get it. And then obviously when we found out, when Gash had been to the meeting and said, yeah, we've been promoted, everyone was buzzing over the moon.
Yeah, and of course yourself, you're from under 18 level, so how's that step up been to the 23s?
It's been good. I think it took us, I was playing a bit for the 18s, playing a bit for the 23s, and I think it took us a while to get into it, but then once I started getting into it, I started getting into the squad, and I started playing well. I was in, week out, and then obviously goals started to come, so that ended up well as well.
Yeah, and it wasn't just yourself, several under 18s as well made the step up.
Yeah, there was a few where it was quite good actually. I think there's a lot of them coming up now as well, so it's been good for the 18s getting on to come to the 23s progressing.
Yeah, talk to us about the under 18 season, because you won the title, didn't you?
Yeah, it was really good. I think we only lost, I think it might have been 1 or 2 games throughout the full season. Obviously there was a good few teams in there, so to win it was unreal. Everyone was buzzing about that and all.
And personally, you made a first team debut as well. I think you made 2 appearances, so how pleasing was that?
That was the main aim. It's still my aim now to keep progressing, obviously from the 18s, and then to get me thingy for the 23s, and then keep working there. And then I finally got to train with them, and then I got me debut. So that was. It's still what I'm getting at now. It's what I want to be, full time. I want to be there full time, so that's my aim going forward.
Yeah, and pre-season well underway for the 23s. Obviously starts with the first team next week, so how are you feeling?
Good. I've been training a lot, and then coming into the 23s, obviously it's not the same, but we've been doing a lot, and I feel like I'm nearly there to being fully fit. And then obviously starting, I think it's Tuesday with the first team. That'll be a step up again, but I think I will be there in a few weeks. I think I'll be fully fit and fully ready to go for the season.